Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we're diving into a tool that's really making waves in the AI community. It's a no-code agent builder called Deforge, and honestly, there's a lot of buzz around it. Let's get into why. All right, let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those light bulb moments? You know, a great idea for an AI automation or maybe a custom chatbot, but then you immediately hit that wall thinking, yeah, but I can't code? And you know what? For a long, long time, you were absolutely right. Building these kinds of sophisticated AI agents felt like it was locked away in a walled garden. You pretty much had to be a developer with some serious skills just to get a foot in the door. So yeah, this created a huge barrier to entry. I mean, the tools were always so complex, the learning curve was just incredibly steep. And you have to wonder, right, how many amazing ideas from non-technical folks just fizzled out. They just stayed as ideas, never seeing the light of day. And look, this isn't just some abstract idea. It's a real, shared frustration. I mean, check out this comment from a Reddit user. It just nails that feeling perfectly. It's like you hit this solid brick wall of code before you can even start playing around with your idea. But what if that wall is finally starting to crumble? Let's talk about a platform that's trying to do exactly that. In fact, the community has already come up with a perfect nickname for it, the Canva for AI. Yeah, Canva for AI agents. That's the tagline that's really sticking to Deforge. And honestly, it's brilliant. It makes perfect sense, right? Canva opened up graphic design for literally everyone. No formal training needed. Well, Deforge wants to do the exact same thing, but for building AI agents. So what is Deforge really? Well, at its core, it's a visual platform where you can build, connect, and launch AI agents. But here's the absolute key part, the whole reason we're talking about it. You can do all of this without writing a single line of code. The whole idea is to take these super complex processes and break them down into simple visual building blocks that anyone can manage. And they're not shy about it. The claim is pretty bold. They say it makes building these agents 10 times simpler. Think about that. That's not just a little tweak. That is a massive, radical shift in who can access this kind of technology. Okay, so how does this even work? How do you actually get from a complicated idea in your head to a real functioning AI agent if you're not a tech person? Well, it turns out the whole process is surprisingly visual. It really just boils down to three simple steps. First, you just drag and drop these pre-built components. They call them nodes. Then you connect the dots, basically, drawing out the logic of how your agent should think and act. And then the best part, you deploy it with just one single click. So let's peek under the hood for a sec. It's not just the visual editor. You get tons of pre-built AI components, which saves you a ridiculous amount of work. And here's something that's really powerful. You're not locked into one AI model. You can use GPT-4, you can use Claude, Llama, whatever is best for your project. It even gets into some pretty advanced stuff, like custom logic and even blockchain integrations. But all of it, still no code. Okay, so that's the how. But the really important question is, what can you actually do with all this? What does this actually look like out in the real world? Well, the possibilities are super diverse. For customer service, imagine building a smart chatbot that doesn't just answer questions, that actually solves problems. Or if you're in marketing, you could set up an AI workflow that generates and optimizes your content for you. You can even get into the Web3 space and build agents that work with smart contracts. It's really wide-ranging. Oh, and check this out. This is a really clever feature. I mean, building the agent is one thing, but how do you get other people to actually use it? Well, with Deforge Forms, you can create a super simple, user-friendly interface for your agent, so a coworker or a customer can tap into all that power just by filling out a basic form. No complicated setup, no technical stuff on their end at all. So yeah, the promise here is massive, but is it actually living up to the hype? The best way to find out is to see what the first people using it have to say. This first review from Product Hunt gets right to it. They call it a real game changer. And I love the phrasing here. It lowers the barrier so that anyone can start experimenting right away. I mean, that's it, right? That's the whole mission in a nutshell. And here's that word again, game changer. This person points out exactly why it feels so revolutionary. It's because it's opening up the floodgates, right? It's letting a whole new wave of non-technical people start building, which could be huge for unlocking automation in so many different businesses. And this last one, it sums it all up so perfectly. The message from these early users is crystal clear.
That wall that used to stand between developers and everyone else, it's finally starting to come down.
So you might be thinking, okay, how can I try this? Well, even the pricing is built to be accessible. There's a totally free plan that lets you build up to 3 AI agents. It's perfect if you just want to jump in, experiment, and see what you can do without having to spend a dime. And maybe the best part of all, you don't have to wait. Deforge is in open beta right now. That means you can literally go sign up and start building today. So this really brings us full circle, doesn't it? That barrier to entry we talked about, it's disappearing. The tools are now in your hands. So really, there's only one question left to ask. What will you create?